With Nationals just around the horizon, I think we are due for a ban list. In fact, by the time you guys are watching this, I'm on my way to Nationals right now. If you see me there, be sure to say hi. But usually with the ban list announcements, Konami likes to do this thing here recently where they'll take a big event and then announce the ban list at these big events. Which, to be fair, that's the best time to do it. You got a big crowd, you can make a big presentation, people will be talking about it. It's the smartest play. So with that being said, I want to give my predictions for what I think is going to go on the ban list at the Nationals. I think they're going to announce it Sunday, the last day, so be sure to tell me if I was right or wrong in the comments. First, I want to start with the limited list, and pretty much it's all Mitsurugi stuff I think is going to be put on the limited list. We got Murakumo, Prayers, and Ritual. Mitsurugi has ways to recur Prayers and Ritual, so them being put to 1 is indetrimental for the deck. And Murakumo being a Omni-Negate that also Raigekis, non-once per turn, is it's kind of nuts. There are also other ways to get it back from grave, recurring it in Mitsurugi, so it putting it to 1 doesn't kill the deck, it just kind of slows it down a little bit. Mitsurugi Prayers being a card that has 2 effects, but you can activate both simultaneously if you used a Mitsurugi monster as its tribute cost. It's kind of nuts, I'm not gonna lie. So I think it being to 1 along with Ritual, again, it doesn't kill the deck, it just kind of slows it down a little bit. Moving on to the semi-limits, I think Konami is going to do some fuckery and put all the Charmies to 2. Obviously, they don't want to flat out ban the Charmies because these are like Maxi at home, and they sell sets. Any set that they reprint a Charmy in, it's going to sell really well. In fact, the only Charmy right now that doesn't have a reprint is Meow's. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if in the next set they announced that Meow is going to get an ultra rare reprint. And then having 2 of each Charmy isn't the end of the world either, putting it inside, because now instead of a 9 card side, you have a 6. Or if you're just running the 2 in the side and the 1 in the main, it gives you a little bit of room in your main deck for an extra card and gives you a couple extra slots in your side deck for something like Judgment. I will always stand, I think Judgment is a 2 card of if you have 2 random slots and you can't think of a semi-limit that's good. If you already have Lightning Storm, just throw in 2 Judgment. I do think the Charmies are a bit of a problem just because they say, hey, I'm going to end up with more cards in my hand than you at the end of the day, and I'm going to draw every bit of interruption I need to stop you. I'm not going to need to discard anything because it's whatever you have on the board plus 6, and you're not going to let me draw that many cards, so putting them to 2 is the best answer. And the last one, I think this might be a little bit of copium for me, but Change of Heart being put from 1 to 2. Change of Heart is not nearly as good as Triple Tactics Talents because Change of Heart targets, which a lot of cards say they can't be targeted or they can negate targets and all that good stuff. Whereas Triple Tactics Talent doesn't target, you just take the card. So if talents can be put to 1 because it's 3 banned cards in 1, one of the banned cards is just a better version of the actual banned card, the banned card can come to 2 in my opinion. Nobody's really playing Change of Heart anyway. It takes up a slot, and even then if you put it, you could put it to 3, and I still don't think people are going to be playing Change of Heart, at least not on a big competitive level. So I think it can come to 2. And finally, the ban list. There are a lot of cards that people could see going to ban and that they won't go into ban, but I think these are the 3 best cards. Moon of the Coast Heaven, I think, is a big contender. I don't think they're going to touch Fiendsmith at all, but this is an inadvertent hit to Fiendsmith because Moon of the Coast Heaven is what branches Fiendsmith into so many other decks. Any deck that can spit out 2 effect monsters can go into Moon, and the Moon go into Requiem, and then you go into Fiendsmith plays from there. And even then, it doesn't necessarily completely cut Fiendsmith from every deck because Fiendsmith can still be splashed in every deck. It's just now, instead of being able to go off it with just about any hand, now you need the right hand. The right hand being either Tax or Engraver itself, just to get Tax. So I do think Moon of the Close Heaven is a big contender. The next one is Malice Q Whitebinder. This thing people have been gunning for its head since its release. And it's a very powerful card. It's able to just banish stuff from your graveyard into the banish zone, which then you're able to activate their effects to just recur them back. So yeah, I think Malice Q Whitebinder is a really big hit for Malice, but it won't necessarily just flat out kill the deck. It's again kind of like the Mitsurugi Prayers of Ritual limit. kind of lower the ceiling a little bit and force them to play all 3 traps instead of just the 2. And before I go into the final one I put on the list, I want to go over a couple of honorable mentions. The first one is Droll and Lockbird. I do not think that they're going to touch Droll and Lockbird at all. I think that if they did, it would be limited, but I don't think they're going to touch Droll at all. I think they got some other stuff they're going to hit first before they hit Droll. The second one is King of the Pharaoh Imps. I don't think they're going to hit it because it's what's able to get YuGiOh into Mitsurugi plays to begin with, just on YuGiOh plays alone. And from there, again, it sells sets. If they came out tomorrow and said, hey, we're making a reprint for King of the Pharaoh Imps in like a high rarity, people would go after it. And I don't think they're going to touch any more of the floodgates. I know a lot of people are gunning for barrier statues to be banned, and trust me, I don't like floodgates either. I don't think that floodgates were one of the worst things introduced to Yu-Gi-Oh! However, again, it comes in the line of there's only so many cards. They've had big lists before, but I don't think they want to make a giant list every ban list season. So I think that they're not going to touch any of the barrier statues right now. But the final card I think they're going to ban is YuGiOh Duo Drive. Now, Duo Drive is what's able to get them into a lot of their YuGiOh plays as well as getting them YuGiOh Cross. Now, I would have put YuGiOh Crossing on this list, but YuGiOh Crossing is what makes YuGiOh so oppressive to begin with. Not only do you have the non-once per turn Papa Detonator, which they already limited, but you have the negate on resolution with YuGiOh Cross. So with that being said, I don't think they're going to flat out ban YuGiOh Cross. I think they're going to ban Duo Drive, which is what enables them to get Cross and Plug In and all these other YuGiOh level 4 monsters to be able to go into their big YuGiOh plays. But that is my ban list prediction. I just wanted to throw out a quick little video here talking about my ban list prediction. Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm right or wrong, and let me know what your ban list predictions are. With that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like video, comment, stick a video, make sure to subscribe because that helps you yourself as a whole. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.